Hi, my name is Mona Howe, and I'm 10 years old. I love going to the beach, watching orcas, and eating seafood with my family. But right now, big ships are dumping billions of gallons of dirty, toxic water into the ocean, and it's making the water unsafe for fish, whales, and people. This happens because some ships burn really dirty fuel, and instead of cleaning up their act, they use a trick called scrubbers to wash the pollution out of the air. But they then dump all that dirty water straight into the ocean. That means instead of air pollution, we get water pollution, and that's not fair to the fish, the whales, or to us. This pollution is really bad for salmon, which orcas need to survive, and for the seafood industry, which helps people make a living. And the dirty fuel also makes the air worse, which can cause asthma and other diseases. But there's a super easy fix to this. Ships can just use cleaner fuel. No scrubbing, no dumping, no extra pollution. California has already done this for more than 10 years and it works. We just need to follow their lead. The only reason ships use the dirty fuel is because it's cheaper for them. But saving money shouldn't have come before keeping our air and water clean and protecting our ocean. Please help stop this pollution and make ships use cleaner fuel. The ocean and the sea life are counting. Thank you.
I'm Representative Deborah Lacanoff out of the 40th Legislative District. I represent the beautiful Salish Sea up in the San Juan Islands, the Skagit Valley, and then also Whatcom, where many of these ships go through. As you heard from staff, this bill requires these ships using Washington waters to not use fuel that exceed the 0.1% sulfur by weight. This change, as you see in the bill, would not go into effect until 2028, giving us, thank you, the time for our stakeholders, our shipping industry to implement the bill in a way where we can answer those questions and we can provide the capacity based on science and based on the data that's needed. The question is, are there many ships that need to be converted? As we understand from the ships coming from British Columbia down through Washington, Oregon, and California, many of those ships do have dual engines that can carry both fuels and have the capacity to switch so they can come through our waters, I hope, if we pass this bill, and be able to implement that in 2028. We've seen and we've engaged with California in the implementation of their program, and it's moved through quite cleanly, no pun intended, and it has been able to be implemented in a way where the ports are working in collaboration, the ships are working in collaboration, and the enforcement is able to be implemented in a manner that not only does not impact the shipping industry, the ships did not leave, they did not run away, they adapted, and they provided clean fuel standards, helped cleaner fuel standards for some vessels, and provided clean air and clean waters. Many of you know that I come from the beautiful San Juan Islands, and that is my district that I cover. We have over 17,000 ships that go through those beautiful islands, where I think all of you, if you ever want to come to the 40th District and come and see the vessel traffic, I welcome you. You'll see that there's a huge impact that's coming through our waters. The adoption of a low-sulfur fuel will contribute to, again, what we're looking for in Washington State and why we love this great state is clean water, clean air, and a healthier wildlife and a healthier waters for our Salish Sea, our beloved orcas. And many of you know me, I love salmon, and it helps take care of the salmon throughout our state. You're going to hear testimony today from many of the stakeholders, and this bill came from the San Juan Islands and the people who are caretakers of the beautiful heart of the Salish Sea. You're also going to hear from Earthjustice, who's done a large amount of legal work around this, but I really want to compliment the stakeholders who have taken the time to engage with us. The ports have been proactive in working, and they have been leaders in the nation on creating clean ports, implementing adaptation to be able to sustain the healthy economy that we rely on, which is a good place for good ports, good people, and good, healthy, clean environments. So with that, this bill is a work in order. We have a lot of lifting to do. Good thing we have a 4 months team. All of you looking here to work with me, my door's open to be able to collaborate and find a good pathway for this bill to go through. With that, thank you, Madam Chair, for giving me a little bit of time.
Good afternoon, Chair Dolio and members of the committee. My name is Dr. Deborah Giles, and I am the Research Director for the Washington-based nonprofit Wild Orca. I've been professionally studying the southern resident killer whales for 20 years, since the year of their listing in 2005. I'm testifying in support of HB 1652, This bill will eliminate a source of pollution that impacts the southern residents' food web and their critical habitat. Scrubbers discharge highly acidic sulfur oxides, heavy metals, and other toxic contaminants that threaten all aquatic life, including the endangered southern residents through bioaccumulation in the food web. Southern residents feed on salmon, salmon feed on forage fish, and at the base of the food web are copepods, which are tiny marine animals that are critical to the food web. A recent study found that larval development and reproductive success of copepods was severely affected at extremely low concentrations of scrubber wash water, indicating the risk of severe impacts on copepod population, which in turn may result in impairment to the whole food web. A 2024 Canadian study found that over 28 million US tons of scrubber wash water was discharged into southern resident critical habitat in 2022. Another recent study found that PAHs are transferred from the mother to fetus, causing pollution exposure in utero. I can't say for sure that PAHs are causing pregnancy loss, but exposure in utero is not helpful. And southern residents need all the help we can provide to keep toxicants out of their critical habitat and out of their food chain. I respectfully encourage you to pass this bill out of committee. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to testify.